I was working late one night. It was the week before Halloween, so it was a little bit chilly. And where I work, it's impossible to find parking. So, as usual, I had to park 5 blocks away. By the time I got to my locker, got dressed, and walked out of my workplace, it was around 12:15 a.m. I started walking down the street. Wind is blowing, leaves are flying. I walk about a block down the street, and the wind stops completely. I found it a bit creepy, just for the fact that it's late at night and it's dark. I continue walking, and suddenly I hear some shuffling noises coming from right beside me on my left. I casually look to my left. I see a black silhouette of a person just standing there. I acted calm. I wanted to make it look like I didn't see him. Nevertheless, I started to speed walk. Within a few seconds, the guy's voice said, "Hey, come back here, baby girl. I want to play." As soon as I hear this, I started full out sprinting and screaming my ass off. I finally get to my car, unlock the door, and for some reason, I took one last look behind me. And there he was, speed walking towards me. The street lights show his face. He had this god awful scary grin with his eyes wide open. I jumped into my car and turned it on and took off. I've never driven so fast in my life. I finally got home. I sat up most of the night watching comedies because I couldn't sleep and I wanted to keep my mind off of what just happened to me. I work in a hospital. I do evening shifts, 3:30 in the afternoon till 11:30 at night. This is in the COVID time, and the hospitals were swarmed with COVID cases. The hospital I work in dedicated 3 floors to care for COVID patients, all of which were pretty much full. Like the floor I was working on, the ninth floor, there was only one room empty. Every other room had patients that were immobile. It was about 10:30 at night. I had just finished putting on my personal protective equipment, PPE, to ensure my health and safety. I get in the ward. I walk by all the rooms, asking all the nurses if they need any help. Then I go check all my patients assigned to me. We have lots of staff, so we split up all the patients because we want to limit our exposure to COVID. When I finish my last patient, on my way back out, I pass the one empty room we have. I look in and I see a lady in a hospital gown staring at the window. I asked, "Ma'am, are you okay?" She did not respond, so I walked in and turned on the light, and there was nobody there. I froze, then turned around and ran. I went straight out of the ward, took off all my PPE, washed my hands, and ran to my friend. She was also shooken up when I got to her. I told her what had happened to me in that room. Her eyes widened, and she told me that she literally, not even 10 minutes earlier, experienced the same exact thing as me. We both then got up and left work early. We were too scared to continue work, plus it was 11:15 p.m., so our shift was pretty much done. So we didn't even care, we just left. My son is about 10 months old, and he hates to sleep. He will sleep in his crib until about 3 or 4 a.m., then wake up screaming for a bottle. then spend the rest of the night in our bed. One Friday night, he woke up as usual screaming around 3 or 4 a.m. So I get up and I go to the kitchen to make him a bottle. I turn towards the night light in the kitchen so I can see if I poured the water to the right level. When suddenly I heard a woman humming in a soothing way behind me. It wasn't a quick hum or any quick thing like that. It was a full 10 seconds of My son started screaming even harder as soon as the humming stopped. I dropped the bottle and jetted into our baby's room to check on him, and our room to make sure it wasn't my wife. He was fine, and she was dead asleep with the door still closed like I left it. I had to wake her up. He has no toys that make humming sounds like that. I still have no idea what the fuck it was. The freakiest part was how hard he screamed when it stopped, as if that thing hurt him.